Hello print fam, welcome back to another video. With it being the first of the year, it's not quite the first of the year, it's a couple days away, I'm reflecting on how I did with my goals for last year. And to give you a little summary, it was horrible. But let's talk about my goals. Most of my business goals have been financially related. And this coming year is going to be a little different because I have more than just financial goals. But because that's really all I said last year, let's just jump right in and talk about those. Now, full warning, this video is just a talking head video. This is me talking to you about my goals from last year, my plans moving forward. So if that interests you, thank you. Come along. If that doesn't interest you, I'd appreciate it if you still watch. But that's what this video is. So let's jump right in. So last year, this year, 2020, I set myself a goal of doing $250,000 in sales. That's what I set for myself, not as the whole company. These are just goals for Darren, the salesman. I had a stretch goal of $350,000. That did not happen. The actual sales amount, I do feel pretty good about it, but it is lower than my goal. The actual amount that I sold was $162,855. So nowhere near what I thought I was going to be. And the fact that this month alone has been about 50,000 in sales. So December. So it's definitely not been the year I expected. Now, the worst part about this whole thing is I have nothing to show for it. There is no leftover money. That's for a few reasons. Some of it is because I made the mistake of fronting projects that will take some time for me to get my money back. So I pre-purchased a bunch of folders, a bunch of labels. I did that making a bad choice. I also bought an embroidery machine, which spent a bunch of money, which again, that's on the credit card, like I mentioned in the video, and it'll be paid off over the next few months. But those were kind of the big things. That, and also the fact that going into March was this huge spend to get a bunch of stuff going. We had a bunch of stuff in the pipeline, and then the sales for March just tanked because of COVID. So I had more money on my credit card than I should have, and I paid interest. And so, yeah, I made some bad mistakes, bad choices. I made mistakes, made bad choices. And I am really glad that 2020 happened because of basically it made me realize that numbers are super, super, super important. And so going into next year, my goals are a little bit different. I still have a financial goal, but I have a few others. So, since we're talking about financial goals, let's talk about the financial goal for next year. This year I paid myself nothing. I want that to change. Basically what I said is, what do I want to make? And I would like to be able to take home $75,000 a year. So I said, okay, $75,000 a year, how much is that a month? That's $6,250. So how much is that a week? There's 52 weeks in a year. That's $1,442 and some change. What is that a day if you're working 5 days a week? So $288 a day. So then I looked at that and said, okay, if I want to make $288 a day, typically my margin is 50%. So if I want to make that amount and be able to get my commission from it, then I need to sell $1,200 a day, 5 days a week. So that the cost of goods half that. So my yearly sales need to sit at basically $300,000 for me to be able to take home 750. Not 750, that would be sweet. 75,000. So that's my financial goal. In conjunction with that, I would like to build my building this year. So 2021, I'd like to move out of this space to the backyard into a 1,500 square foot space that I build. That's separate from my financial goal. And then kind of the third goal is a personal goal. I would like to lose 50 pounds. So I'd like to lose 1 pound per week next year. I feel like that's a good number. And so those are my kind of 3 goals. I'd like to take home some money. I'd like to build my building. And I would like to lose some weight. Specifically 50 pounds, 1 pound per week. And I think this is obtainable. If I look at my year doing 162,000, doubling that I think is possible. It's going to take some better marketing. It's going to take some better planning, and it's going to mean that I need to run my equipment more. And in part of building the building is I would like to get someone, so I guess this is kind of number 4, I'd like to hire someone that comes in every day to help run the machines. I would like to do more selling and less operating the equipment. So that's kind of what I'm looking at, what I've decided to do, and I would love to know what your guys' goals are down in the comments. This time of year, people talk about goals. I'll probably do updates every once in a while. Definitely will keep you on the path for what's going on with the building. That is in full effect. It is currently at the architect and getting drawn up so that it can be engineered and we can start that process. The biggest hurdle with the building is I want to pay cash for it. I don't want to put myself in a financial stress and burden of having more fixed expenses, and I'm going to try to cash flow it. So I'm going to use my tax return. I'm going to sell both my cars. We might sell my wife's car and get something more affordable for her. And so it's going to be a process to make it happen. So I'd love your feedback, and I'd love to know what your goals are. But that's really what I got for you. Four kind of big goals. Make $75,000, build my building, lose 50 pounds, hire a helper. So that's all I have for you. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions about what I do, why I do it, how I do it, etc., leave those questions down below. Thank you for being here, liking, subscribing. If you'd like to support the channel, you can do so with the links down in the description. Thank you as always, and we'll see you in 2021. See ya!